ओम श्री साई राम।
Un Sairan.
Mira,
ॐ गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः यदि बलिगुं हरेतु हिरण्यनाभये वितुदये कौबेरायायं बलिः सर्वभूताधिपतये नम इति अथ बलिगुं हृत्वोपतिष्ठेत क्षत्रं क्षत्रं वै श्रवणः ब्राह्मणा वयगुत्स्मः नमस्ते अस्तु मामाहि गुंसीः अस्मात् प्रविश्यान्नमध्येते अथ तमग्निमादधीता यस्मिन्नेतत् कर्म प्रयुञ्जीता तिरोधा भूः तिरोधा भुवः तिरोधा स्वः तिरोधा भूर्भुवः स्वः सर्वेषां लोकानामाधिपत्ये सीदेतिम् अथ तमग्निमिन्धेता यस्मिन्नेतत् कर्म प्रयुञ्जीता तिरोधा भूस्वाहा तिरोधा भुवः स्वाहा तिरोधा स्वस्वाहा तिरोधा भूर्भुवः स्वः स्वाहा यस्मिन्नस्य काले सर्वा आहुतिर्हुता भवेयुः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः offering our love collectively at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan, Shri 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 Satya Sai Baba Var. May we all be together. May we all be nourished together. May we all work together with great vigor. May our studies illumine our intellects. May we not conflict or contradict with each other. Let there be peace, peace, and peace. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hari Om, Shalom, Sai Ram, Namaste. We have finished the 127th mantra of Aruna Prashna and entering into the 128th mantra today. The last few mantras is about extolling the glory of Vaishravana and offering the oblations, the ritual associated with Vaishravana Yajna as part of Aruna Ketuka Chayana. Yesterday we entered into the mantras that are associated with Kalpam, means the ritual aspect of it, how, what mantras are chanted before the fire is kindled, what mantras are chanted to invoke the presence of Vaishravana, what mantras are chanted to that concealment that is covering at the gross level, the subtle level, and the causal level, and how that particular offering that is made yasminnasya kale sarva ahutirhuta bhaveyuhu. Yasmin kale, at that time when asya, his, ahutis, hutah bhaveyuhu, have been offered into the fire. Yesterday we left the class connecting to this, to the Antaryajna, not just the Bahiryajna, but the Antaryajna. The Antaryajna is much more profound in experience than the Bahya Yajna. Doing the daily sadhana that you have to do as part of this yajna you are coming to in Virginia is more important than just coming to the yajna and putting some ahutis there. Because the mind will not be prepared when you come there just to do it. You have to prepare the mind and the body to do the sadhana ahead. Then only it will listen to you when you come to the yajna. A lot of people are thinking, I signed up as a Ritvik, so I'll come there and then I'll be blessed. No, if you don't do the daily sadhana, you come there, it's ghee wasted in fire. Api brahmana mukhinah. No, let's go with the previous one. Yasmin nasya kale sarva ahutir huta bhaveyuhu.
यस्मिन्नस्य काले सर्वा आहुतिर्हुता भवेयुः
Api
यस्मिन्नस्य
brahmana mukhinah.
अपि ब्राह्मणमुखीनाः अपि
Tasminnah kale prayunjita.
तस्मिन्नः
Tasminnah kale prayunjita.
Uncle, there's a typo here. Then it's just double nah kale.
Double na is correct. Tasminnah kale prayunjita. Double na is correct.
No, I mean Disasya tasmin nah.
Tasmin anhah kale. Sorry, not ahah kale. My mistake. Tasmin anhah kale. Tasmin anhah kale. Anhah. It will be written as ahnaha, but it is chanted as
Oh.
madhya anha, not ahna. It is written as ahna, but it will be chanted as anha. Because why? Brahma is written as Brahma, but it is chanted as Brahma. Vanhi is written as Vahni, but it is chanted as Vanhi. Similarly, Ahna is how it is written. Anha is how it is chanted. Tasminnannah kale prayunjita.
Tasminnanhah kale prayunjita. Tasminnanhah kale prayunjita.
Parasupta janadvepi.
Parasupta janadvepi. Parasupta janadvepi.
Yeah, so that's good. We caught an important, no, maybe we have to put a footnote there that it is anha. It is chanted as anha, but it is written as ahna. Madhyanha is how it is said. Madhyahna is how it is written. Om yasminnasya kale sarva ahutirhuta bhaveyuhu.
Om Yasminnasya kale sarva ahutirhuta bhaveyuhu. Yasminnasya kale sarva ahutirhuta bhaveyuhu.
Is that F?
Yes, uncle.
Api brahmanamukhinaah.
Api brahmanamukhinaah. Om Api brahmanamukhinaah.
Tasminnanhah kale prayunjita.
Tasminnanhah kale prayunjita. Tasminnanhah kale prayunjita.
Parasupta janadvepi.
Parasupta janadvepi. Parasupta janadvepi.
Yasminnasya kale sarva ahutirhuta bhaveyuhu. Api brahmanamukhinaah. Tasminnannah kale prayunjita. Parasupta janadvepi.
Yasminnasya kale sarva ahutirhuta bhaveyuhu. Api brahmanamukhinaah. Tasminnanhah kale prayunjita. Parasupta janadvepi.
So this timing about this offering is being described in these lines. One should perform the ritual Yasmin Kale, at the time when all the daily oblations have been offered into the fire, because there is a preamble yajna that is going on. After all those are completed, then this Vaishravana ahutis are offered, and they are offered along with chanting that Brahmanas that were previously described, Api Brahmana Mukhina. Tasmin Annah Kale Prayunjita. One can do this Annah Kale, after the noon also they can be performed. Va api, or even Paraha, after Supta Janat api, Supta Janat, Va api, or even after Parah Supta Janat. The people have, even if people have gone to sleep, they can be offered. What this is basically saying is, after performing the regular oblations in the fire that are required every day, then the sacred Brahmanas are chanted, and one can perform this in the afternoon or even later in the night after all the people have gone to sleep. Why specifically this is mentioned like this is because usually Vedic rituals are concluded before the evening time. After the evening time, according to the Vedic, fire should not be kindled. But in this case, they are giving an exception because all the the ritual that we are talking about may take longer time. So even if it has gone into the late afternoon or into late night, it is okay. One can offer this yajna, offer these ahutis to Vaishwanara. That is, in essence, it's a description of the ritual aspect of timing only, so that there is no confusion. Because what happens, when a Vedic karma is being done, there will be 5,000 people that will be advising. Everybody in the brotherhood wants to come and give their 2 cents. One old man in the family will be sitting. He has forgotten most of the ritual, but suddenly he remembers when he was very young, his father did like this. So he'll come and he'll start advising the Purohit and all of that stuff. This is in chemistry, we call noble metals do not combine with other metals. Huh? So these Brahmins are noble metals. So they don't get along with other metals. If it is iron, it gets easily rusted. Why? Because it can combine with oxygen and turn into ferric oxide. But if it is gold, thank God, if it interacts with oxygen and becomes gold oxide, your ring will be gone in 2 days. So precious metals don't combine with other things. They want to stay aloof. But in case they have to get along with others, there will be conflicts. अरे मुझे बहुत अच्छा मालूम है यार. What do you know, you fellow? You are a young fellow. I have been in this profession for 30, 40 years. Sure, uncle, but you have no clue what you're doing. We can't tell that. So the fellow who is doing will be conflicted. On one hand, the Purohit will be saying something. On the other hand, this uncle who is 70-year-old will be saying something else. What to do? If you listen to the Purohit, uncle will get upset. If you listen to uncle, Purohit will get upset. ये तो चलता रहता है हमारा घर पे. Constantly happening. You should see everybody becomes a super advisor at that point when some ritual is going on. So therefore, just in case somebody says, hey, it's already afternoon, stop doing this yajna, you cannot give ahutis, etc. Very kindly, Aruna Prishna is saying, in the context of offering this Vaishwanara yajna, there is no timing. Finish all your rituals, even if it is late afternoon or evening. You can do that. What is that to do with us? We are not doing any yajna. No. What ahutis you are giving and I am giving, we are only doing parayana. We're not doing any yajna. How does it apply to us?
It applies because even the food that we consume, right? We eat after sunset, so it's still offered to the fire within, which is the Vaishwanara.
So what Chandrasekhar is saying, as far as eating food is concerned, doesn't matter if it is late afternoon when people are sleeping, please eat food. Ada children. There is no timing for eating food. Eat whenever you want.
I mean, normally dinner time is after sunset, so it's still offered to the fire within. So
in the context of kindling this fire of removing concealment associated with the gross, subtle, and the causal, that is the yajna of Vaishwanara. Tirodha bhu, tirodha bhuvaha, tirodha suvaha. You are removing concealment that has happened at the gross level, subtle level, causal level, and for striving towards that aspect of doing that yajna where you are going over the concealments of all the sheets you are covered with, there is absolutely no time. Sarvatra, sarvakaleshu, sarvada harichintana. Sarvatra, sarvakaleshu, sarvada, sarvatra, wherever, sarvakaleshu, whatever time, sarvada, all the time, you can do Nama Yajna. Similarly, this effort that you are putting in this Vaishnava Yajna is removing concealment. That is what the Yajna is. And to remove this concealment, there is no timing. You can finish your daily oblations, everything, and even if it is up, that means what? This Antar Yajna of spiritual enhancement can go on anytime, anywhere, whatever. Don't stop it. Gayatri is like that. Gayatri mantra, unlike all these people telling you don't chant Gayatri, in the context of your own self-illumination, Antarya, oh, today Mahila, oh, somebody died, so don't do Gayatri Japa. What will happen? What will happen? This is all humbug. Of course, you are not asked to do overtly ritual. That is not what is, but to do the Antaryajna, to do the Nama Japa, to do Rudra Japa, to do all those japas inside, there is no prevention at all. Even for Gayatri Mantra, there is no prevention. Forget about Gayatri, is the Parama Veda Mantra. It's the most supreme mantra. Sarvatra, Sarvakaleshu, Sarvada. And that, for doing that, there is no prohibition. If your gross body is concealed by impurities, if the yajna you are doing is to remove that concealment, and if you sit down and you don't do Rudra Japam or Nama Japam or these things, daily sadhana, kaun bola tha aisa? Who said that you should not do inside your antar yajna? Who can stop your antar yajna? Even if this body cannot even stop if it wants to stop, it is constantly running. Constantly running. I was sometimes, I want to do some work. No, please. No. Constantly running. So therefore, what this mantra is saying, what supta means in deep sleep. Even in deep sleep, this mantra is running. Param supta janad dvepi. Paraha Supta janadvepi api. What are these janas? All your janas are these thoughts. Even after your thoughts have gone into complete silence, at that point also, the mantra can be running. What we are thinking is very noisy right now. Let me wait until everybody sleep. Then I will do my japa. Then you are not doing any japa. You can be sitting in the middle of a bazaar and can still be completely shutting off everything and doing the japa. So this they are talking about internally for the antaryajna. Fulfill your daily duties. What does that mean? If you are a mother, you have 4 children, you have to take care of everybody. All of them, by the time they leave the home and the house is quiet, will be like late in the afternoon, whatever. You have to feed everybody. Even after that, you can do this yajna. Fulfilling your obligations. Fulfill your obligations. Then do this yajna. When everything is quiet, do this yajna. Midnight of the mind, do this yajna. That is what these mantras have to be understood as. Because what yajna you and I are able to do nowadays, there is no ability to do Aruna Ketuka Chaina yajna. It is to do that with all the ritual described. It's not even practical. The material is not available. But still, what is the purpose of chanting this Aruna Prishna? Not to show off that I learnt some Aruna Prishna, bada 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 bada. Not for that sake. There is application of that internally. Antarmukha samarajya, bahirmukha sudurlabha. What a beauty it is to sit down in a place and do the entire Aruna Ketuka chaina, forming the entire altar, placing all these abhishtakas and placing all this fire and all of this. When you imagine internally you are doing the yajna, what a beautiful experience is that. Otherwise, chanting becomes only a rodana. Otherwise, it will become vedana, avedana. Masma pramadyanta madhyapayet.
Masma pramadyantamadhyapayet.
Sarvardha siddhyante.
Sarvartha siddhyante. Sarvartha siddhyante.
Ya evam veda.
Ya evam veda. Ya evam veda.
Kshuddhyannida majanatam.
Kshuddhyannidamajanatam. Kshuddhyannidamajanatam.
Very good. Excellent. Om Masma Pramadyantamadhyapayet.
Masma pramadyantamadhyapayet. Masma pramadyantamadhyapayet.
Sarvardha asiddhyante.
Sarvartha asiddhyante. Sarvartha asiddhyante.
Ya evam veda.
Ya evam veda. Ya evam veda.
Kshuddhyannidamajanatam.
Kshuddhyannidamajanatam. Kshuddhyannidamajanatam.
Sarvardhana siddhyante.
Sarvarthana siddhyante. Sarvarthana siddhyante.
Om Masma प्रमाद्यन्तमाध्यापयेत् सर्वार्धा सिद्ध्यन्ते य एवं वेद शुद्ध्यन्निदमजानताम् सर्वार्धान सिद्ध्यन्ते
मास्मप्रमाद्यन्तमाध्यापयेत् सर्वार्था सिद्ध्यन्ते य एवं वेद क्षुद्धन्निदमजानताम्
शुद्ध्य not
क्षुद्धन्निदमजानताम् सर्वार्थान सिद्ध्यन्ते.
Oh God, this is ma sma adhyapayet. One must not teach or impart this knowledge pramadyantam. One should not impart this sacred knowledge to the one who is careless, negligent, or inattentive. Now I have to ask myself, how can I tell if the people that are listening have all those qualities? Only you can tell. Masma pramadyantamadhyapayet. One should not be giving this knowledge, this sacred knowledge, to those that are inattentive, careless, and negligent. Because, you know, why this is very powerful. Sarvardha siddhyante. All goals, purposes, and everything will be perfectly accomplished for him who is totally attentive and careful about using this knowledge. Ya evam veda. Therefore, one has to contemplate upon this. Shuddhyam. Even if one starves or fasts severely, ajanatam, for those who do not know idam, this knowledge, sarvardha na siddhyante. What that is exactly saying is, we should never impart this kind of knowledge to a student who is careless or negligent. All the goals and desires will be fulfilled for the one who truly contemplates and observes these things. Ya evam veda. For the one who is knowing, telisi, if you do this knowing what you're doing, then sarvartha, all that sarvartha siddhyante, everything will be accomplished. However, for those who do not possess this knowledge or awareness about the mantras, even if they starve themselves through severe austerities, none of their goals will be achieved. Shuddhyam. That is what the last mantra is actually saying. Even if you observe all these austerities, if you do this ritual without understanding what you're doing and you are not aware of it, nothing will happen to you. That's it. That is what the mantra is saying. Hello, don't take it personally. Huh? I am not accusing any. Usually, uncle, you are always hard on us. Okay. I am not hard. What can I do? Huh? Yo yadi mohat dasyati sapapiyan bhavati. with any intention of gaining name and fame, identity, all that stuff, if any of that stuff, he will become a sinful fellow. Which what he's saying, Ganapati Atharva Sirsham is saying that. So therefore, you have to be so clear. And even if you are so clear and you are doing it selflessly, you do it without your own awareness. You are transmitting your lack of awareness to the other people. Your ajnanam will be transferred to them. So you have to be extremely careful dealing with these mantras. Some people are taking it so easy and they know Rudram, and then suddenly they start teaching everybody in the brotherhood Rudram. And then they have to do it, then there will be marketing campaign. There will be this campaign, that campaign. One fellow keeps sending me flyers. I keep telling him, hey, what is this flyer business? Have you ever seen a flyer come from Veda study saying that, here is the flyer open to all, and then putting some marketing thing about Aruna Prishna and then sending it to everybody, and then open to all means, the fellow doesn't even say Sai Ram, doesn't even acknowledge Bhagavan as God. But yet he is using all the resources, everything from Bhagavan. This is what is called Swami Droham. It is a Droham that is happening in the name of God. Do not get into such practices. It is the essence of Masma Pramajyantamadhyapayet Sarvardha Siddhyanti Ya Evam Veda. For those who is aware of the mantra and doing it, Sarvardha Siddhyante Shuddhyan Nidamajanatam. Sarvardha na siddhyante. First one is Sarvardha siddhyante. Second one is Sarvardha na siddhyante. So simply following the rituals and all the austerities without any understanding of what you are doing, Sarvardha na siddhyante. Then next mantra is very beautiful. Yaste vighatuko bhrata.
Yaste vighatuko bhrata. Yaste vighatuko bhrata.
Mamantar hridaye shritaha.
Maman or Maman?
Mamantar hridaye shritaha, not mamantar, sorry. Mamantar hridaye shritaha.
Mamantar hridaye shritaha. Mamantar hridaye shritaha.
Tasma imagrapindan juhomi.
Tasma
Imamagrapindan. Hey, listen. Tasma, listen. Tasma imamagrapindan juhomi.
Tasma imamagrapindan juhomi. Tasma imamagrapindan juhomi.
Mayiswaha.
The Samirthan.
Oh, Sameerdhan ma vivadhit.
Samirthan ma vivadhit. Samirthan ma vivadhit.
Mayiswaha.
Mayiswaha. Mayiswaha.
Om yaste vighatuko bhrata.
Yaste vighatuko bhrata. यस्ते विघातुको भ्राता
ममान्तर्हृदये श्रितः
ममान्तर्हृदये श्रितः ममान्तर्हृदये श्रितः
तस्मा इममग्रपिण्डं जुहोमि
तस्मा तस्मा इम तस्मा
correct. Sorry. I made a mistake. Tasma imamagrapindam juhomi.
तस्मा इममग्रपिण्डं जुहोमि ॐ तस्मा इममग्रपिण्डं जुहोमि
समे र्धान्मा विवधीत
समे एर्थान्मा विवधीत् ॐ समे एर्थान्मा विवधीत्
What am I off on scale?
Maybe a bit. I'm not sure. I think I'm flat or something's flat.
Maye swaha
Maye swaha Maye swaha
Yaste vighatuko bhrata mamantar hridaye shritaha tasma ibamagrapindan juhomi same erthanma vivadhit maye swaha.
यस्ते विघातुको भ्राता ममान्तर्हृदये श्रितः तस्मा इममग्रपिण्डं जुहोमि समे एर्थान्मा विवधीत् Maye swaha
Om Sri Sai Ram. Yaha, whoever that is, te, your vighatukaha, destructive bhrata, brother. Tasma yaha te vighatuka bhrataha. Vighatukah bhrataha. You are telling this Vaishwanara. Oh Vaishwanara, whoever is the destructive brother of yours, that means this Vaishwanara has a destructive brother. And that destructive brother of yours, he is actually present in my heart only. Shritaha mama antarhridaye. Shritaha, he is present, mama, my antarhridaye, inside my heart only. So you are telling this Vaishwanara, hey Vaishwanara, that brother of yours who is so destructive, no, he is actually residing in my heart only. He is residing in my heart. So what I have to do to this fellow, this destructive brother of mine, tasmat, to him, juhomi, I offer imam this agrapindam. first and foremost, I will offer food or oblation. The first oblation is given to your destructive brother who is present in my heart. Then what happens? Saha, may he, ma vivadhit, may he not destroy, may my arthan, purpose, goals, my swaha. So this is my swaha. So you are offering this oblation to yourself in your own heart to this destructive brother of Vaishwanara. समझ गया? Means what? There is somebody who is sitting in your heart, and that fellow is the destructive brother. And that fellow is destructive brother of Vaishwanara, not yours, Vaishwanara's brother. And if you don't give him this first oblation, he will create nuisance and stops your goal to be accomplished. That means while he will disturb, destroy, destruct the purpose for which you are doing this yajna. Now you have to now post in Facebook, who is this fellow who is sitting in my heart that is destructive brother of Vaishwanara? You got the meaning of this, right? So what is the purpose of this mantra? What this mantra is saying is, to this fellow who is destructive in you, you have to first appease him. To say, "Hey Babu, chocolate teesko pakkanelli kucho." No, you have to give him, have to give him, so like what you do with the kids when they are so disturbing, you give them some toy or you give them some ice cream and say, "Okay, take this ice cream, go sit somewhere else," and so that you can do the puja properly, no? Some people you have to say, "Okay, here is service, go do this service," so that the yajna can go do properly. Otherwise, they will be coming and disturbing the yajna. Who is this destructive brother of Vaishwanara?
Ravana.
Ravana is the only brother.
Huh? One person at a time. So many Ravanas are speaking now. One Ravana is enough. How is he Ravana? Tell whoever answered the question first. First person who answered, not the second person, not second round. When we do this place in Town Hall Bapatla, no, the Krishna Arjuna Samvadam will start at night 9 o'clock and everybody will have food. And first Krishna will come onto the stage and he will play until 2 o'clock in the morning. And then second Krishna will come fully drunk. So like that, who is the first Krishna here? Please speak up. Tell the story. Tell the story, right? Whoever said Ravana, tell the story. Oh, now what happened? Somebody answered Ravana, no? Who answered first? I didn't notice, Saira.
Srinivas.
Somebody said huh?
Srinivas Konchara.
Oh, Srinivas Koncha. Why you are silent, right? Sairam.
I don't know who said it first. I just said it. I think a lot of people said it at the same time. So I thought like.
Okay, since you are identified, you go ahead, tell the story.
Yeah. So Ravana is brother of Kubera. Like you mentioned, like he took the Pushpaka Vimanam from him after defeating.
How is he brother of?
Oh,
Kubera?
he's yeah. So he's like Diti's son.
Evaru?
No, like the Rakshasa Parampara, right? The Ravana is.
Oh, no, sorry. Ravana is not a Rakshasa by birth. Ravana is not, so please know this. Ravana is not a Rakshasa by birth. Ravana is a Brahmin by birth. Are you?
Purastha Brahman.
Okay. No, wait. So first Krishna out. Now, second Krishna, whoever said Ravana, you come and tell the story next. Who is the
Pulastha
second
Bra-
Krishna? Ra?
Pulastha Brahma and Kaikashi's son is Ravana.
No. Sorry.
Sorry. Vishwavasu and Kaikashi's son is Ravana. Pulastha Brahma's grandson, in fact. Sorry for that.
Okay. How is so now tell how is he the brother of Vaishravana?
Kubera is actually treated as how is his brother? It is treated as his brother only. The inside story I do not know, but Ravana was Vishwavasa's son, that much only. And Kaikeyi.
Don't mute yourself. Okay. He is partly correct. What he is saying is the name Vaishravana means the one who is in the lineage of Vaishravas, which is also called, he is calling Vishwavasu, it's Vaishravas. So that they share the same father, but the mother is different. Mother of Ravana is Chappan sir. Who is the mother of Ravana? He already said that. Who is the mother of Ravana? Kaikasi. Who is the mother of Kubera? They have the same father and mother is different. Kada. Who is the mother of Kubera?
Kaikasi's sister.
Oh, Ramachandra. వీడు ఇక్కడ చాలా తెలుగులో వాడు. So this they share the same father, and this brother this brother of Kubera is Ravana. And then this Ravana, where is he sitting? So this mother of Kubera is Devavarnini. That is not known fact. He is only known as Vaishravana, belonging to Vaishravas. And this Vaishravas has two wives, Devavarnini and Kaikasi. The one who is born for Kaikasi are three sons, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Vibhishana. So the brother here that is being referred to is obviously Ravana. And he is the destructive brother. You understood? He is the destructive brother. Why he is destructive brother? Because he violently expelled Kubera out of his golden city, and then also confiscated his chariot and everything. So what will happen if you ignore this Ravana? His 10 heads will pop up to destroy the yajna that you are doing. So during the yajna, suddenly you get angry at others, you get jealous at others, you get arrogant at others. You understand all these qualities popping up? I am chanting much better than them. No, how many mistakes they are making. How come even if I am chanting so well, mic is not coming to? This is another thing. Some people do not want to leave the mic. Some people want to get the mic. All this drama is going. Some people are like Maikasuras, they are attached to the mic. If you separate mic from them, their ego will get destroyed. And some people are wondering, how come that fellow is discriminating the fellow Satish Damaraj who is adjusting the volume. He is discriminating me because he is not giving volume to my mic, and he is giving more volume to other people's mic. All of this is happening during chanting. No, this is Ravana. This is Ravanasura. Notice everything that is negative feeling that is coming while you are chanting or doing puja. Ravana is therefore at work. Imam agrapindan juhomi. Where is he sitting? Mamantar hridaya shritaha. He is sitting right in my heart. And with the 10 heads, he's popping. Sometimes all the 10 heads are popping up. Sometimes one of the head is popping up and other are quiet, and all these heads popping up. And you are telling in this mantra, hey Vaishravana, this fellow, I have to appease him, and therefore they have to be appeased. Now this is the this is the literal meaning of this. I already explained the inner meaning. Ravana is therefore an archetype. Yesterday I described exactly who confiscates presence from awareness and awareness from presence. That is the Ravana himself. And then who brings back to your attention and to focus to yajna. Once this Ravana is appeased, then you are at peace, and then you are able to focus on the mantra, on what you are doing. So the fact that they come from the same lineage, father, see how incredible this mantra is. Whoever said Ditis, whatever, Daityas, Ditis, they are Daityas. They are born as Rakshasas, as dividers. Ravana Brahma, he's called Ravana Brahma. He's called Ravana Brahma. So he is 100% Brahmin by birth. Not only 100% Brahmin by birth, he is incredibly knowledgeable. Without him, Ravanokta Mahanyasam would not have existed. He is the one that compiled the Mahanyasam for Shiva. Such an incredible devotee of Shiva. Such an incredibly powerful intellect. That's this powerful intellect. Now you also see Ravanas in it, because they say, I know everything, these fellows do not. Those are Ravanas doing Ravana Brahmas are doing the yajna. This Ravana Brahma was so powerful and he was so knowledge. All the 64 arts. In fact, Bhagavan Sri Satsai Baba says that as far as his knowledge is concerned, he is even supreme than Rama, he says. Ravana was more knowledge than Rama. He is great. Bhagavan says Ravana was great. Rama was good. So do not aspire to be great. Just to be good. That is the supreme quality. So what does Ravana do? This Ravana has one problem. He has all the great qualities, but he has only one problem. One problem. What's that big problem he has? Everything that is best in the world has to belong to him. Just like the Shumbha Nishumbha, same attitude. Everything that is best in the world must belong to him only. Nobody should have it. First iPhone that comes into the market, he should have it. First Tesla model, he should have it. But this is Ravana tendency, Anyway, let us offer this Agripindam to this fellow. And then give him this chocolate. Give him first Nikera Babu Icheri. You take this and you go away from my heart, so I can peacefully do this yajna and offer this beautiful mantra, the next mantra that we all commonly chant. Om Rajadhirajaya Prasahya Sahine Namo Vayam Vai Ishravanaya Kurmahe Same Kaman Kama Kamaya Mahyam Kameshvaro Vai Ishravano Dadatu Kuberaya Vaishravanaya Maharajaya Namaha. Chant the full mantra. You know this mantra, no? You learned this before?
I've heard it many times that I learned it, I think.
Okay, we'll see.
Rajadhirajaya प्रसह्य साहिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यम् कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः.
So, the most popularly chanted mantra after mantra pushpam. Rajadhiraja. Please know that is not Ilai Raja. Okay. This Rajadhiraja is Vaishravana. Reference to Vaishravana, not to Ilai Raja. Okay. Rajadhirajaya Prasahya Sahine. Prasahya Sahine means the one who conquers irresistibly by absolute might. Saha, may that Vaishravana Kama Ishvaraha, the Supreme Lord of all the desires, Dadatu, grant Kaman, all objects of desire, may to me, Mahyam, to me, Kama Kamaya, who is the desirer of the desires, Namaha, salutations to Kubera and Vaishravana, Maharaja, the great king. That is the meaning of that mantra. What's this mantra saying? We offer our salutations to Vaishravana, the king of kings, the irresistible conqueror. May this Vaishravana, the supreme lord of desires, grant all desires to me, the seeker of all desires. Salutations to Kubera, to Vaishravana, the great king. Ayipindi, Katham. And desires fulfilled. We are happy. All desires fulfilled, we are happy. What's the purpose of this mantra? No? That's obviously the meaning of the mantra. Given like that, we will all be excited to do the puja. That's why it is chanted at the end of the puja. Arey, all the desires are fulfilled, ho gaya. Tomorrow I will have more desires and I'll come and do more puja. And like this, these desires will keep on coming and I'll keep on asking and you keep on fulfilling and they will ever end and I will also never end. I exist until all this stuff exists. Anyway, you want to know more about this? Prasahya Sahine. Kubera is praised not just for his wealth, but also for the absolute unassailable power. If he has such unassailable power, how did he get defeated by Ravana? Question you have to ask, no? Yeah. All these questions have to come, no? So, Kameshwara, Kamakamaya, Rajadhirajaya, Kurmahe, I am doing all of this stuff. The inner meaning of this is very different, attributed to the Supreme Self that makes every single aspect of all the senses Raja illumined because of the presence of this Supreme Self, the Atman, which is the pure witnessing consciousness that illumines the intellect itself. As long as you look for fulfillment of one desire, you remain a beggar. You remain a beggar. The one who is able to actually witness every desire will become Kameshwara. Ishvara means the controller. Kameshwari, Kameshwara. This is beautiful. The word Kameshwara, Kameshwari are very powerful names. They don't mean that what you think as Kama means. I've already explained what is the meaning of the word Kama before. If you haven't remembered it, God bless you. If you remember it, you won't ask again. If you don't remember it, that means you are in the business of Kama again. So I won't repeat it again. You go inside and you ask, how did I explain the word Kamakshi? How did I explain the word Kameshwari before? So by bowing down and saying Maharajaya Namaha, your individual ego completely dissolves into this majestic infinite wealth of pure consciousness and witness. Ketavo arunasascha rishayo vatarashanaha. Hey, Thambi, wake up.
केतवो अरुणासश्च ऋषयो वातरशनाः
Pratishtagum shatadhahi.
प्रतिष्ठागुं शतधाहि
Samahitaso sahasradhayasam.
समाहितासो सहस्रधायसम्
Etavo arunasascha.
केतवो अरुणासश्च
Rishayo vatarashanaha.
ऋषयो वातरशनाः
Pratishtagum shatadhahi.
प्रतिष्ठागुं शतधाहि
Samahitaso sahasradhayasam.
समाहितासो सहस्रधायसम् समाहितासो सहस्रधायसम्
Ketavo arunasascha rishayo vatarashanaha pratishtagum shatadhahi samahitaso sahasradhayasam.
केतवो अरुणासश्च ऋषयो वातरशनाः प्रतिष्ठागुं शतधाहि समाहितासो सहस्रधायसम्
Ketavo arunasascha. These are repetition mantras from before. So you already know the Ketavaha, the sages known as Ketus, Arunaha, also the rishis like Vatarasana. He verily Pratishtham, they attained a firm foundation 100-fold with this type of awareness. Samahitasaha, being deeply concentrated and united in meditation, Sahasradha, 1,000-fold. So these ancient sages, Ketu, Aruna, Vatarasana, They were the ones that have attained a firm foundation, an infinite strengthful foundation, and being deeply concentrated and united in that supreme consciousness, they have achieved the fruits of their endeavor manifold, multifold. Again, this is repetition. I already explained before the inner meaning of Aruna, Ketu, and Vatarashana. All of this was said before. And these are representing what we call as the inner aspects of our own self. Aruna being the awakening, Ketu representing the banner or the symbol of such awareness, Vatarashana, that which is now experienced in the context of your prana, the life force itself. And once you have these three, once you are awakened, established, and experiencing in the prana, you will be able to, with the total concentration, samahitaha, you will be established in this beautiful supreme consciousness in many-fold way. Sahasradhayasam shatadhahi. The next set of mantra you already learned, so chant that. Om.
ॐ शिवानश्यन्तमा भवन्तु दिव्या आप ओषधयः सुमृडीका सरस्वती माते व्योम सन्दृशि.
One more time. Om. Let me sharp. Om.
ॐ शिवानश्यन्तमा भवन्तु दिव्या आप ओषधयः सुमृडीका सरस्वती माते व्योम सन्दृशि.
I explained the meaning of this before, no? Long time ago. You all have forgotten already. Who will remember the meaning of this? Any of you who can explain what the meaning of this, please?
Yeah, only that Sumridika Saraswati. That
Only Sumridika. What happened before? Shiva Naha Shantama Bhavantu. May the auspiciousness, the divine auspiciousness be bestowed upon us in peace because of this divine love that is like a medicament, Oshadhi. Sumrudika Saraswati. This unbroken flow of consciousness, Sumrudika Saraswati. Ma te Vyoma Sandrishi. Ma, let there be no Vyoma, space or gap or void. Te Sandrishi, in the vision or the perception of this infinite consciousness that is flowing. If you want to listen more to this, go back and listen to the videos. You have to stay focused. That's why, once you listen to the mantra, the meaning should, because you already learned it. And if you have practiced it, it will come automatically. Okay. So now we are entering into mantra 130. And this is the last mantra, last anuvaka, that is now closing with what are all the aspects about the rules with respect to doing this vrata. I'll quickly go through this in the next 10-15 minutes and we'll conclude Aruna Prashna today. And then we'll focus on practice sessions. Tomorrow 6 p.m. there is a practice session. Day after tomorrow 6 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 4 days there will be practice session at 6 p.m. And then we'll finish the practices also hopefully before my SSS so that we can come and offer this incredible yajna that has happened since Ugadi of last year. Parabhavanama Samvatsara, sorry, not Parabhava, the one before that is where we started this almost 16, not 16, April, May, June, July, 13, 14 months of Aruna Prishna Yajna. Samvatsarametat vratancharet.
संवत्सरमेतद्व्रतञ्चरेत् संवत्सरमे
Masau. One time is
द्वा
enough. Dvava Masau.
द्वौ वा मासौ
Niyamas Samasena.
नियमः समासेन
Tasmin Niyama Visheshah.
तस्मिन् नियमविशेषाः
Tasmin Niyama Visheshah. Okay, then Trishavana Mudakopasparshi.
त्रिषवर्णमुखदो
Trishavana Mudakopasparshi.
त्रिषवर्णमुदकोपस्पर्शी पर्षि sorry त्रिषवर्णमुदकोपस्पर्शी
चतुर्थकालपानभक्तस्यात्.
चतुर्थकालपानभक्तः स्यात्
चतुर्थकालपानभक्त okay. Aharahar bhaikshamashniyaat.
अहरहर्वा भैक्षमश्नीयात् अहरहर्वा भैक्षमश्नीयात्
औदुम्बरीभिः समिद्भिरग्निं परिचरेत्.
औदुम्बरीभिः समिद्भिरग्निं परिचरेत् औदुम्बरीभिः समिद्भिरग्निं परिचरेत्
पुनर्वा मैत्विन्द्रियमित्येतेनानुवाकेन.
पुनर्मा मैत्विन्द्रियमित्येतेनानुवाकेन
Very good.
पुनर्मा मैत्विन्द्रियमित्येतेनानुवाकेन
I see. Once you know the words, it is a punarma maitrindriyam iti ena anuvakena. That is what is okay. Let's chant the mantra. Om Samvatsarame tadvratancharet.
Om संवत्सरमे तद्व्रतञ्चरेत् संवत्सरमे तद्व्रतञ्चरेत्
Dvau vamasau.
द्वौ वामासौ
Niyamas samasena.
नियमः समासेन
Tasmin niyama visheshah.
तस्मिन् नियमविशेषाः
Trishavarnamudakopasparishi. Sparshi is down. One second. Sparishi. No. Why is that like that? It should be flat. Trishavana Mudakopa should be, the C should be flat. Okay, let's check. Okay, please chant the previous line and then I'll check in the meantime.
ॐ संवत्सरमेतद्व्रतञ्चरेत् द्यौवामासौ नियमः समासेन तस्मिन्नियमविशेषाः
Trishavana Mudakopasparshi. Mantra usually does not end with Anudatam, so there is a mistake there. Trishavana Mudakopasparshi.
त्रिश्रवणमुदकोपस्पर्शी त्रिश्रवणमुदकोपस्पर्शी
Chaturtha Kalapana Bhaktasyat.
चतुर्थकालपानभक्तस्यात् चतुर्थकालपानभक्तस्यात्
Aharahar Vabhaikshamashiyat.
अहरहर्वाभैक्षमाश्नीयात्
Not Masniyat, Masniyat.
नश्नीयात् अहरहर्वाभैक्षमश्नीयात्
Audambaribhis samidbhiragnim paricharet.
औदुम्बरीभिः समिद्भिरग्निं औदुम्बरीभिः समिद्भिरग्निं परिचरेत् औदुम्बरीभिः समिद्भिरग्निं परिचरेत्
Punarmamayitvindrayamityetena.
पुनर्मामैत्विन्द्रियमित्येतेनानुवाकेन पुनर्मामैत्विन्द्रियमित्येतेनानुवाकेन
I hope you are all chanting with him, not observing how many mistakes he is making. If you don't chant, then you are not learning it. Only he is learning it. Entire Aruna Prishna, he got Mantropadesham. Is there any class you missed?
A few. Chandrasekhar brother took a few.
Okay. 99% you got Upadesham of Aruna Prishna mantras. How fortunate you are. And he has kept up with that, what we call as the ability to receive it. With how much focus and without making any mistakes, he chants that. That shows that's the previous mantra. The fellow who is receiving should have complete attention and focus and deserves to be given that mantra. Otherwise, what will happen? There is no continuity of flow of mantra. Therefore, this mantra, chant one more, Punarmamayitindriya.
Punarmamayitindriyamityetena.
See how that mantra is completely flowing in the Udat into flat, and then only Anuvakena is the place where the Swaritam and the K, the Anudatam comes. Tasmin. So now here, all the aspects about stripping the senses and ego and how to deserve to be in the state of performing the Aruna Ketuka Yajna is being described. Okay, I chanted the whole thing, so let me go back. Samvatsaram vratam charet. Dvau va masau. Samvatsaram, for a full year, one should observe or practice this vratam with sacred vow and discipline. We have done that. For one full year, we have focused and done this like a vratam. No matter who is there, who is not there. I know there are a few people here that have not missed a single class, not even a single class. It's like a vratam. Samvatsaram vratam charet. So vrata means vow, oath. Va, or at the very least, one should observe it for dvau masau, 2 months. One should strictly observe this sacred vow for a full year, or at least for 2 months. Why that is the case, I will not explain now. Let's go through the mantra, finish it, and then I may come back to that. Niyamas samasena, niyamaha. Niyama means discipline, rule. Discipline. Niyama means rule, a discipline. Samasena means you have to gather all your senses. Samasena. Niyamaha. Complete dedication and discipline, you should have this. Not coming and going. Niyama. The single line that is very important is niyama. Specific behavioral observances. The dietary restrictions, physical discipline. Without all this, a vow is just an empty. That's why in sadhana, every day you have to do this. Refrain from using any intoxicant substances. Refrain from anything that distracts your senses. All of this stuff that we talk about is a niyama in the sadhana. Tasmin niyama viseshaha. In that niyama visesha, the specific rules of discipline are now being elaborated. Udaka, upasparshi, tri, shavanam. One should bathe or at least touch water 3 times in a day. Trishavanam, udaka, udakam, upasparshi. If you cannot even do bath, you should sprinkle water on yourself with apohista mayobhuva mantra. Syat, one should be pana bhaktaha, a partaker of food or drink, chaturtha kala, every 4th time. Chaturtha kala pana bhaktasyat. What you have to do, one should be eating every 4 times. That means if you have dinner, then you skip breakfast, you skip the lunch, you skip the dinner, and then you will only eat the 4th kala. How many kalas are there? Manaki kalame ledhu, eppudu padithe appudu tintame. So for us, all you can eat all the time. But for those that are observing oath, they have specific kalas in which they have to eat. Chaturtha kala pana bhaktasyat means you eat only every 4th meal. Every 4th meal. That means you skip 3 meals and eat every 4th meal. Aharharva bhaishnamasniyat. Va or aharaha, day by day, asniyat, one should eat bhaisham. Only food that is obtained by begging. Mata bhikshandehi. Only if you are able to procure that food by bhiksha, then you can eat. Paricharet, one should attend to and worship Agnim, the sacred fire, Savidbhihi, with the fuel sticks of Audumbara Vuksha, Udumbara tree, which is a religious ficus. I don't know what it is called in English. So with this the specific disciplines are being Tasmin Niyama Visesha. One must bathe 3 times a day. One should consume food and drink only at the 4th meal time, fasting in between, or subsist entirely on only daily alms. One must worship the sacred fire using fuel sticks from the Audumbara tree, offering them while chanting the hymn Punarmamaitindriyam. That is the mantra that we already learned. That Anuvaka, chanting that Anuvaka. What is that Anuvaka? Anybody remembers? Punarmamaitindriyam is already uttered before. That what somebody said something.
That Punarayu Punarbhagaha, that mantra, right? That
Anuvakam. That Anuvakam is what you have to chant, and then while chanting that Anuvakam, you have to offer this Samitha of the Audumbara tree into the fire. That is the specific instructions that are given in the context of this mantra. Okay. What is that mantra? Is Punarmamai Tvindrijam Punarayuh Punarbhagakha Punarbrahmanamai. How did it say? Punarmamai Tvindrijam Gaswaha Punarayuh Punarbhagaswaha Punarbrahmanamai Tumaswaha. Like that, you have to chant that Anuvaka and offer the Samitha into the fire. What if we don't do all these things, sir? How are we going to observe this for the Antaryaga? That I will explain when we finish the practice sessions of this. Okay, next. Udhruta Pariputabhiradbhih Karyam Kurvita.
Uddhrata Pariputabhiradbhih Karyam Kurvita. Uddhrata Pariputabhiradbhih Karyam Kurvita.
Asanchayavan.
Asanchayavan. Asanchayavan.
Uddhrita Pariputabhiradbhih Karyam Kurvita.
Uddhrita Pariputabhiradbhih Karyam Kurvita. Uddhrita Pariputabhiradbhih Karyam Kurvita.
Asanchayavan.
Asanchayavan. Asanchayavan.
Udhrita Pariputabhihi Adhrihi Karyam Kurvita. One must perform all the daily duties and the ritual actions using the water only that is freshly drawn and thoroughly purified. What they do? They usually, when they find a place where there is a well, and they get the water freshly from the well, and then they put a cloth. With the cloth, they filter that well water through the cloth, and then only use that water for the ritual. That is what is being described here. Asanchayavan. One must avoid accumulation. That means one must not hoard or store up possessions, especially food, for the next day. Arey, ye to humko nahi. How can we do this, man? We live only by accumulation. No. Asanchayavan means no accumulation. We want to cook for the whole week and put it in the refrigerator and draw it very slowly and eat the same meal every day. But what this fellow is saying, Asanchayavan, No food should be accumulated. It has to be freshly made, freshly eaten, and should not be accumulated. Asanchayavan. Now, this also has inner meaning associated with all of this. And just finishing this, then Agnaye Vayave Suryaya.
Agnaye Vayave Suryaya.
Brahmane
Agnaye
Prajapataye.
Brahmane Prajapataye.
Chandramase Nakshatrebhyaha.
Chandramase Nakshatrebhyaha.
Rutubhyas Samvatsaraya.
Rutubhyas Samvatsaraya.
Varunayarunayeti Vratahomaha.
Varunayarunayeti Vratahomaha.
Om Agnaye Vayave Suryaya.
Agnaye Vayave Suryaya.
Little bit flat.
Om Agnaye Om Agnaye Vayave Suryaya. Agnaye Vayave Suryaya.
Brahmane Prajapataye.
Brahmane Prajapataye. Brahmane Prajapataye.
Chandramase Nakshatrebhyaha.
Chandramase Nakshatrebhyaha. Chandramase Nakshatrebhyaha.
Ritubhyas Samvatsaraya.
Rutubhyas Samvatsaraya. Rutubhyas Samvatsaraya.
Varunayarunayeti Vratahomaha.
Varunayarunayeti Vratahomaha.
Vratahoma short.
Varunayarunayeti Vratahomaha.
So these Vrata Homa, these oblations that are offered for this Vrata in the Homa are Agnaye to the fire, to Vayave to wind, to Surya, sun. What they say? Agnaye Swaha, Agnaye Idannamama, Vayave Swaha, Vayava Idannamama, Suryaya Swaha, Suryaya Idannamama, Brahmane Swaha, Brahmane Prajapataye Idannamama. Then Chandramase Nakshatrebhyaha Rutubuhu Samvatsaraya. All these oblations are offered. And when you actually listen to the mantras that are done in the Jayadi Homa, every aspect of the universe, there is offering in the Homa. At the end of the Homa after Purnahuti, everything that's called Jayadi Homa. And so the physical trinity, the metaphysical sources, the engines of time, everything associated with the stars, the whole cosmos is worshipped. Pravargyavadadeshaha.
Pravargyavadade.
Huh? Listen, Pravargyavadadeshaha.
Pravargyavadadeshaha. Pravargyavadadeshaha.
Pravargyavat adeshaha becomes Pravargyavadadeshaha. Arunah Kanda Rishayaha.
Arunah Kanda Rishayaha. Arunah
Aranye Dhi Iran.
Aranye Dhiyiran.
भद्रं कर्णेभिरिति द्वे जपित्वा
भद्रं कर्णेभिरिति द्वे जपित्वा
ॐ प्रवर्ग्यवदादेशखाम्
प्रवर्ग्यवदादेशः प्रवर्ग्यवदादेशः
अरुणाः काण्ड ऋषयः
अरुणाः काण्ड ऋषयः अरुणाः काण्ड ऋषयः
अरण्ये धीरन्
अरण्ये धीरन् अरण्ये धीरन्
भद्रं कर्णेभिरिति द्वे जपित्वा
भद्रं कर्णेभिरिति द्वे जपित्वा भद्रं कर्णेभिरिति द्वे जपित्वा
Okay, now Pravargyavat Adeshaha, all the remaining instructions and injunctions for this vrata are Pravargyavat, exactly like those that of the Pravargya ritual. Pravargya ritual, I already described before. What happens with Pravargya? I'm not going to repeat because some of this is repetition of or reminders about how the Aruna Ketuka is done. Arunah, the sages known as the Arunas, are Kandarshayaha. They are the perceptors or the seers of this entire section that you have learned about this. All the remaining rules of this vow are to be executed as they are in the Pravargya ritual, which is pre-described. And the seers of this chapter are none other than the Aruna Rishi. Aranye Adhiyiran. Adhiyiran means one should study or recite this Aranye, in the forest. That is not what it actually inner means. I already described what is Aranya before. See, some of this is repetitions. If you have forgotten about it, you have to go back and listen to them or read the transcripts. Aranya does not mean forest. In the literal sense, it is forest, but implied meaning is different. This text must be studied only in the solitude. After having first chanted the Bhadran Karnebhihi mantra 2 times. Because remember, when you started the Aruna Prashna, Bhadran Karnebhihi comes 2 times. And then the second time it goes into Apamapahamapasarva. That is what they are saying in this mantra. Okay, the last Anuvaka, 132, last Panchati is now, we are now finishing this up. Okay. Mahanamnibhirutagum ridakagum saggasparsha.
Mahanamnibhirudakagum saggasparshya.
Tamacharyo dadyat.
Tamacharyo dadyat.
Shivanashantametyosha labhet.
Bhate.
Shivanashantametyosha labhate.
शिवानश्यन्तमेत्योषधीरा लभते
Sumrudiketi bhumim.
सुमृडीकेति भूमिम्
Mahanamnibhirdakagum saggasparsha.
महानाम्नीभिरुदकगुं सग्गस्पर्श्य महानाम्नीभिरुदकगुं सग्गस्पर्श्य
Tamacha atyo dadyat.
तमाचा आर्यो दद्यात् तमाचा आर्यो दद्यात्
शिवानश्यन्तमेत्योषधीरा लभते
शिवानश्यन्तमेत्योषधीरा लभते शिवानश्यन्तमेत्योषधीरा लभते
सुमृडीकेति भूमिम्
सुमृडीकेति भूमिम् सुमृडीकेति भूमिम्.
Again, all of this ritual is very simply samsparsha, touch the water that is sanctified udakam, using the mantra Mahanamner Mahamanah Mahaso Mahasasvaha. Using those mantras, water is touched with the Mahanamni versus Acharyaha, the teacher. Dadyat should be given that. What is that? That Mahanamni, those mantras. All those mantras have to be obtained from a qualified teacher who is now initiating you into those mantras. Tam acharyam dadyat. Acharya has to give in those mantras, not you listening to YouTube and learning these mantras and giving to others. Not like that. It has to be given, means the transmission of Mahanamner Mahamana Mahaso Mahasasvaha. All those mantras are given along with the meaning so that the Sishya will do the ritual with awareness. Then only it has that energy. Acharya Dadyat Tam Alabhate, one should touch Oshadhi, the medicinal herbs. Iti Oshadhaya Samvadante. Shivanashantama, that mantras are the mantras that are used to touch the herbs. Shivanashantama bhavantu divya apa oshadhayaha. So those mantras are apa oshadhayaha. Oshadhis are touched with those mantras. Oshadhi means what? All the herbal material, the medicinal material that is used to put in the kalashas, and all those things are the material. That is how, along with water, it is used. And one should touch the mother earth, bhumim, iti, with the mantra, sumrudika, sumrudika saraswati, matevyo masandrishi. Using those mantra, you touch the bhumi. So all of this is ritual. See how beautifully the mantras are integrated with the ritual. Then only that ritual will have that beautiful auspiciousness associated with it. The teacher having sanctified water with the Mahamnamni verses, he will give it to the disciple, and then the practitioner then touches the healing herbs with the mantra Sivanashantama Bhavantu and touches the earth with the mantra Sumrudika Saraswati. Then last few lines here. Evam apavarge.
Evam apavarge.
Dhenur dakshina.
Dhenur dakshina.
Kagum samvasascha kshaumam.
Kagum samvasascha kshaumam.
Anyadva shuklam.
Anyadva shuklam.
Yatha shaktiva.
Yatha shaktiva.
Om evam apavarge dhenur dakshinam.
Evam apavarge dhenur dakshina.
Kagum samvasascha kshaumam.
Kagum samvasascha kshaumam. Kagum samvasascha kshaumam.
Anyadva shuklam
Anyadva shuklam. Anyadva shuklam.
yatha shaktiva
Yatha shaktiva. Yatha shaktiva.
evam apavarge. Thus, apavarge, at the successful completion or conclusion, dhenuhu, a cow, a milch cow actually, is given as dakshina to the sacred teacher. Please don't send any cows to Sacramento, please. If you want to sponsor a cow in Gokulam, in Puttaparthi, he is the guru. Give that cow to Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Or send some money to Gokulam in Puttaparthi for taking care of the cows. Swami is the only teacher. There is no other teacher. Don't call everybody Tom, Dick and Harry Guru. The Guru is the one who imparts wisdom along with the mantra, and that happens only with Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. If you feel that you have really been benefited by this, do something for the yajna. Yatha Shaktiva. Kam samvasascha kshaumam. This is very important. You are all thinking doing this charity and opening for the yajna is something that you have to give to something. You are absolutely. For the yajna, if you have not contributed in the context of some material or something, then you are a leech that sucks blood. You have to think about it from that, and giving is grace. To be able to give is grace of God. If you think twice to give, then you are disturbed person. Arey, kya karte hai ye sab? What will you do with all this nonsense that you have accumulated? Carry it with you. Kam samvasascha kshaumam. Additionally, kamsam, a bronze vessel, cha, and kshaumam, vasaha, that which is eligible to be worn has to be given as dakshina. Yatha shakti va anyat va yatha shakti. If you can't do all these things, so whatever. See, some people ask me, why I published this material list for the yajna? Just for this reason. Just for this reason. Because those that are coming as Ritviks or volunteers, they have to be given an opportunity at least to do something for them. Not because there is money needed for it. You are completely mistaken. There is no need for your money to do yajna or my money to do yajna. When Bhagavan did the Sankalpa, he has taken care of every single aspect of it. But you have to feel that you deserve to be part of it, and in gratefulness for that, Yatha Shaktiva. Have you noticed the material list? There are lists for only $30, $40, $50. Why like that? Because Yatha Shaktiva, nobody should feel, I did not contribute to it. Therefore, to enable that, it is first offered to Bhagavan, Yatha Shaktiva. Now, if you have the Shakti and you don't do it, then you are, I don't know. Evam Swadhyaya Dharmena.
Evam Swadhyaya.
Evag Swadhyaya Dharmena.
Evag Swadhyaya Dharmena.
Aranyedhi
Aranyedhiyita.
Tapasvi Punyo Bhavati. Tapasvi Punyo Bhavati.
Tapasvi Punyo Bhavati. Tapasvi Punyo Bhavati.
Yeah, what beautiful mantra is closing. Evagga Swadhyaya Dharmena.
एवग्गस्वाध्यायधर्मेण एवग्गस्वाध्यायधर्मेण
aranye dhita
अरण्ये धीयेत अरण्ये धीयेत
tapasvi punyo bhavati tapasvi punyo bhavati
तपस्वी पुण्यो भवति तपस्वी पुण्यो भवति तपस्वी पुण्यो भवति तपस्वी पुण्यो भवति
incredible. Evam swadhyaya dharmena. All of this in the context of swadhyaya. Studying yourself. Studying yourself is the whole purpose of all of this. Aranye dhiyita, adhiyita, adhiyita, one should study. Aranye, in the solitude, when all the thoughts are eliminated. By completing this bhavati, one becomes tapasvi, a true ascetic, radiating spiritual effulgence, punyaha, supremely pure and merit-filled. Tapasvi punyo bhavati. Tapasvi punyo bhavati. Thus, following the strict laws of this sacred study, one must recite this text in the solitude of your mind. By doing so, the seeker becomes a true ascetic, supremely pure and filled with merit. Verily, the seeker becomes a true ascetic, supremely pure and filled with merit. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunujabadevaha Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangai Estuštuvagum Sastanubhihi Vyashema Devaki Yadayutho Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemihi Swasti no Bruhaspatir Dadhatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. That is the conclusion. Yadaksharapada Bhrishtam Sairama.
ॐ श्री साईश्वराय नमः हरिः ॐ यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु.
Jai Sai Ram. Okay. Let's see very quickly if there are any questions. We are indebted and incredibly grateful to Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba for enabling all of us to do this as a tapasvi punya. And indeed it has been a tapas of so many people that are working on the script and creating transcripts, publishing this day or night, and people that are attended this with pure heart, started with 200 and remaining with 40. Not all the flowers can stick onto the tree until they mature on the tree. Lot of flowers will fall off. Only a few will get pollinated. Lot of them will fall off. Only a few will stick to the tree. Some guy will come and hit with a stone, they fall off. Or they are harvested for selling to others, they fall off. Only a few that remain on the tree. And the parrot will come and beautifully hit its beak on that to taste, and the rasam Nigamatalpagallo Taror Galitam Shukam. That Shuka Maharshi will come and hit it, and then the nectar and beauty of Bhagavata will fall down and fill the hearts of the people with the divine nectar of the divine grace. And that is the experience of this Aruna Prashna. Everything is like that on Devi Matyam. Only those that are blessed will be given that opportunity, and we are blessed. Indeed, we are blessed. Okay, let's see if there are any questions, and then we'll close. I have a satsang with the Russian devotees now. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, Saira.
Sir, you say that night there's no homa that is done, but elsewhere while earlier reading Ashwamedha Prashna, that this one, there is a stanza saying that ahoratre mohayet tayetu vair diva va naktam va juhuyat, and all those things are coming there. So I think yajnas are sometimes performed at night. I do not know. I'm not sure. That's why I'm just sharing this with you.
Yes, Sairama. It depends on what Agni is invoked. Not all Agnis are equal. There are certain Agnis that cannot be continued into the Pradosha time. There are exceptions to everything. Tantric Agni can be done anytime. There is no need for any restrictions or rules. Agni is not what you're thinking. There are some people that are putting a copper homa kunda and lighting their own fire and doing it as that also. Not like that. Bhakti, there are certain rules to do certain yajna. What this yajna is saying is there is no certain rule, because you can continue this after completing your oblations. And I explained the inner meaning of that. Okay. So there is no common equal rule for everything. Not like that. Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
and then you are talking of there is one word we said Trisavana Mudago, the Sparshi, that is it
Trishavana
referring to
Mudaka. No. Trishavana Mudakopasparshi. Yeah.
does it is it referring to Trisubarna mantra where
No,
we chant during
no. Don't extrapolate like that. I already explained. Udakam, Udakam, Upasparshi, Trishavanam. 3 times in the day, you have to at least touch the water or take bath. That is what it means. Don't go into whatever you know and apply it here, right? So listen carefully to what is being explained. It cannot be, you can't explain mantras using your own imaginations. You have to explain it exactly what it is saying. And then the inner meaning of it, you can extrapolate only based on the pointers of the literal meaning, not whatever you want to make out of the words. Okay, so this is very careful, because what happens nowadays, every Tom, Dick, and Harry explain the meaning of the mantra in whatever way they want. That is not allowed. Trishavanam Udakam Upasparshi. That is what is the literal meaning. Upasparshi, you have to touch the water. Udakam, the water. Trishavanam, 3 times. That is the literal meaning. What it is interpreted ritualistically, you have to take bath 3 times, or at least sprinkle water as the ritual practice. Purinjada? Okay.
Okay. Then also we have the word Varunaya Arunayeti Vrata Homa. See that in Surya Namaskara, practicing earlier 30 or 40 years earlier, what we used to do is that take a bronze vessel, put water into it, first pray to Varuna, then also to Aruna, that is your Surya Namaskar, Surya Bhagwan. Then subsequently we do that Surya Namaskar. So it is meaning that only, is it?
Varuna is always worshipped as part of the Kalasham.
Yeah.
Whatever you, for every yajna, you have to have a Kalasham. In fact, Kalasham is the main devata. But there is even whether you have the murtis of the idols of the gods or not, putting a Kalasham for each avahita devata is the Vedic practice. So therefore, Varuna, Arunaya, Iti, Homaha. So you also do the Varunas, because all the Aruna Prashna is about water only, and Jaladhi Devata is Varuna. So every aspect of all these Ishtakas or Abhishtakas, they are water-filled pots So in this context, again, not what you do. What is this ritual describing is what you have to pay attention. Varuna, Arunaya, Iti, Homaha. So you have to offering oblations to Varuna as water pots, and you are worshipping them, and you are also worshipping the Aruna, which is the Surya. That is the way it is explained. Okay? Saira.
One more observation regarding the noise. You say that even in bazaar also you can concentrate and all that. What I am sometimes facing here in Malaysia is that the sound is so high, top sound, you cannot concentrate, do anything because of ears fluttering sounds.
Aranye e dhiran. All that mantra is talking about Aranya. Aranya is to actually isolate the entire noise from the mind, keep the mind in a silent state, and then do this yajna. That is what it means being in Aranya. Aranya doesn't mean go find a place in forest where there is no noise. You can go to the forest. Your body is in forest, but head is in the town. Then you are still in Aranya. Okay, that is the inner meaning of Aranya. And by the way, I see that you chant from your shop while doing business. That means you are actually in the center of business. And joining the Devi Mahatyam classes. So you are already in Aranya.
Sir, what happens is that sometimes my staff takes leave. That's why I have to be in that place shop. Otherwise, I don't go.
So that's okay. I'm making it lighter. I don't take it seriously. Okay. Saira.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Okay. Very quick. Let's see if there are any other questions. No, there is somebody who posted a question. 1 second. Somebody posted a question. I lost it. Who posted a question?
Sairamana, I had posted a private question. So in the case of Ravana's example, right, can it be understood that even though he's doing tapas to Shiva, the change of his character is not guaranteed, that his original nature of that ambition and ego and other things do not convert with all the tapas to Lord Shiva. And so maybe it makes it more volatile and more egoistic and more aggressive. Then the question is, how does one identify in oneself their tendencies, whether it is going towards, dharma or adharma? How do we analyze oneself?
See, bhakti is of 3 types. One is bhakti that thinks that their God is only their God. There is no other God. Anyone who worships any other God will go to hell. This is what is called tamasika bhakti. Means they are in ignorance, thinking that God is only limited to their own idol, to their own murti, to their own form, and no other form, no other name is worth worshipping. This is called ignorant bhakti, tamasika bhakti. The second type of bhakti is called rajasika bhakti, where there is always the bhakti is in the context of their own passionate desires and fulfillments. And that is what is called rajasika bhakti. The third type of bhakti is called sattvika bhakti, which is completely balanced and it has no agenda. Only agenda is sarve jana sukhino bhavantu, samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. So the second type of bhakti, the first type of bhakti is what you see in all dualistic faiths. That includes also Vaishnavites, thinking that Vishnu is the only God, no other God is God. Every other God has to worship Vishnu only. Or Shaivite, that thinks Shiva is the only God, no other God is like this. Christians, Muslims, these are called Dvaita Bhaktis, divisive bhakti. The second type of bhakti is Rajasic. They worship everybody, but only to satisfy their own desires. I have to become this, I have to be. Ravana's bhakti is like that. The third type of bhakti is Sattvika bhakti. It has no agenda. It has no aspect of wanting or this or that. That is that of great Maharshis like Vasishtha and all those Gautama, Atri, Bharadwaja, all these are rishis that represent that Sattvika Bhakti. So Ravana's Bhakti is the second category. Hope that answers. Don't expect them to be transformed because their fundamental nature is like that. Don't expect a Christian to say that any other God is God. Don't expect. Leave them like that. Leave them like that. There's no criticism or judgment about them. That is the way they worship. Therefore, God will not discriminate. God will say, hey, Christian, okay, chalta hai. I'll come in the form of Jesus and bless them. God doesn't distinguish. God does not distinguish whether you are a Ravana, Kumbhakarna, whatever. He will still bless you. He will still give you whatever he wants because God has no agenda. God is love. It has no judgment. Therefore, don't expect God to transform those people, nor do you judge them that they should be transformed. They will never be transformed, and you will always be in suffering if you expect them to transform. You pray for all beings in all the world. You have the equanimous mind.
So then the follow-up
What?
is, if I have these tendencies, there is no hope in me that it will be transformed, or I have to force myself to analyze and deviate, right? So I'm just looking at myself, like without looking at others.
If I have those tendencies, how do I need to? Yeah. When His grace comes, you will get transformed.
No transformation.
See what you're the question that you're asking itself, if you observe closely, there is a selfish agenda. How do I get transformed? If you leave the how, if you leave the do, if you leave the I, then it is transformation. If you leave the how, if you leave the do, if you leave the I, and you simply say, transform, God will transform you. How do I get transformed? Is itself a selfish desire? No. It's a good desire, but still it is a desire. No. That means you have not completely surrendered. No. When you surrender, how do I surrender is a stupid question. You are figuring out how and what to do, and then there is an I involved in it. Where is surrender? Surrender means unconditional, choiceless. When you have choiceless awareness, you are transformed.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, Sairam.
No, don't ask me how do I get choiceless awareness. This how do I is the only problem. Yes, Chandrasekhar Saira.
I have a question on that Agrapindam, Anna. Just observation and question. The observation is that the rishis are saying that such behavior should not be eliminated, whereas it has to be appeased. I was
it is not.
When you said about the mic thing in the sentence, I was literally laughing out loud. But that apart, how do we appease the Ravana aspects?
Within you.
Correct.
Within you.
Yes.
So that is this is what is a mamantar hridaya shritaha. Mamantar hridaya. Deep in my heart, this fellow is located. Imam agrapindan juhomi. Mai swaha. Not swaha to anybody else. They're saying, this is to this ego I that I am offering that. This ego I. That means the moment you acknowledge that I have this ego I, that is the problem for my own spiritual progress. Then what you do is, who do you give pindam to? To the fellow that is dead, no? So you are giving a pindam, agrapindam, to your dead ego. This is the inner meaning of it. Don't interpret that there is anything outside of you. The mantra is very clear. Say, Mama Hridaye Antashritaha. This is located within my own heart, deep within my heart. And that ego I am going to first of all acknowledge, and I am going to give this pindam. The moment you acknowledge that ego is gone, the moment you notice it's my ego functioning, it's my false ego that is doing all this disturbance to me, that somebody is discriminating me, somebody is judging me, somebody is not giving me mic, somebody is preventing me, somebody is this, somebody is that. The moment you recognize it and say, hey, this is all nonsense, I should just focus on myself and for my own spiritual progress, then you are giving agrapindam, what you give to a dead body, whatever pindam you give the pindam to your dead ego. Move on. Jai Sai Ram. Next, any other question? Agrapindam juhomi. Keep saying that every time ego pops up, agrapindam juhom. Sai Ram. Any other questions?
Sir, sir.
Normally.
One second. Swati, go ahead.
No, my question was exactly the very exact thing what Chandrasekhar this
Okay.
thing. So why should we appease and how?
If it is
So,
answered,
yeah.
let's move on. If it is
Yes.
answered, let's not spend more time on a dead body. Keep moving. The problem is you want to give more importance to this dead thing that doesn't even exist, called ego. If you clearly understand it, that is false. It doesn't exist. And you're giving importance to that which doesn't exist. Why? You want to spend more time on it. Question, what is the Shankar? What's the last question?
Sir, in class 10, I had Shukti Ratnavali, that Sanskrit, this one. There is one 4-line text saying that Atidarpe Hatalanka Atimane Chakouravaha Atirdhane Valir Bradaha Sarva Madhyanta Garhitam. See, Ravana had a karma, but it was boundless. It doesn't have any boundary. But everybody requests karma to do a minimum activity. But here it was excess. Don't we think so?
Yeah, that's fine, brother. I think we are dwelling on unimportant topic too much. Let's focus more on what is important. See, all your life is spent on figuring out all this nonsense that doesn't exist. The moment you become aware of it, it should disappear. And you don't focus more on ignorance. A lot of people ask, what is Maya? What is Avidya? What is ignorance? None of that actually exists. Why you're focusing so much on it? Focus on what is the real, not what is unreal. Sairam, yes. Mona?
Saira, my question is ignore the dead ego that somebody hurt me because there's no me, right? But what if it is I hurt someone?
Huh?
Whether if I hurt someone,
How do you know?
is that also false ego? If I
How do you know? How do you know?
if I am in a conflict and I feel that
That's
it
a
was
different.
my
That's a
fault,
different. I am in conflict is a different question. I hurt someone.
right? No, I'm meaning it was my fault. If it was my fault,
Okay,
right?
if you know it is your ego that hurt someone, is that what you're asking?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
No,
Acknowledge it.
but that is also false ego, right? There's no I.
No, it is not. No. Your behavior, if it is hurting someone or hurt someone, then that means your false ego has hurt someone. That doesn't mean that you have not hurt someone. That hurt remains. For that you acknowledge. You acknowledge and you move on. There are 3 types of people that know. If you know you made a mistake and you acknowledge it and you apologize for it, you are sincere. If you're not sure you made a mistake and you still apologize, you're a wise person. If you never made a mistake and you still apologize, you're called a husband. Okay, let's move on. Next. Okay, good. We're done. Sairam, thanks to Bhagavan. Yeah, go ahead, Ra. You cheppuko.
No, DM Parayanam, I guess, for next Saturday. So
next Saturday, we have Shatachandi offering from Wilton Hindu Temple in Connecticut. A link was sent to those that are local from Northeast to sign up so that they can make appropriate logistical thing. The Kalasha Puja and everything will start at 7 a.m. East Coast time. But you don't need to join for all of that because California, it will be too early. 9:30, as usual, we'll start the Devi Mahatmya Parayanam at 9:30. This is the last Parayanam before we all meet in Virginia. It is the day after Varalakshmi Vratam. So in the Shravana Masa, kindly go to the respective places where the Parayanam is being done and join in person. Jai Sai Ram. स्वस्तिः प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः